Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and for this video, I'm going to be giving you an update on my finances for May 2023. May was a great month for me, I would say financially as well as personally. There was a lot of things happening, and looking back on it, all of those things feel like they happened months ago. So the month of May went really fast, but looking back, it feels like those things that I did, like moving and stuff, happened a long time ago. So it's just kind of a strange feeling. But as I always say for these videos, they are some of my longest. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. The first thing I'm going to talk about are the goals that I set for May, the financial goals that I set, and whether or not I achieved those. Goal number one was to reach $4,000 total contributed to my 2023 Roth IRA, and I did achieve that. I actually exceeded that. I'll tell you exactly how much I contributed as I go through my expenses, but actually in total for 2023, I reached $5,750 contributed, so well beyond that, and I'm very excited. I am going to be wrapping up my whole Roth IRA for 2023 this month in June, so very much looking forward to that. Goal number two was to get rid of 50 things, and this one gets a big check because I got rid of way more than 50 things. And so this whole goal, I've been setting this goal every month to get rid of at least 50 things. Some months I achieved it, some months I didn't, but this is part of my low spend year because I'm also doing a declutter year. But I also wasn't sure if I would be moving in 2023, and I did end up moving in May. So because of that, I literally went through almost all of my belongings and either threw out, donated, or sold the things that I no longer use. So there's really no more else for me to declutter. So I'm actually going to say this goal as a whole. So my goal in total was to get rid of at least 365 things. I'm going to say that that's done for the year because when you move, you go through so many of your things. And I truly got rid of almost everything that I was no longer using or no longer serving me. So of course there are probably other things that I could throw out or get rid of, but I went through everything that I'm going to go through. So that's very exciting, and it's also kind of nice to not have to worry about that anymore because I felt like I was holding on to things that I, not intentionally, not because I had any emotional attachment to them, but it was just me being lazy or just not prioritizing that, and moving really forced me to do that, so worked out perfectly. Now, I've already mentioned a few updates and things that you were already aware of, but I do have updates that will make more sense for me to go through as I go through my expenses and spending for the month. So with that, we can go ahead and start with my income for May. Up on my screen, you will see the spreadsheet that I use for budgeting. I've used this for years. I use it every single month. I do have this link down below. You can get it for free. I also have a number of spreadsheets and other digital downloads that you can purchase on my Etsy shop, and that's always linked in the description box as well. Okay, so first up is my work income, and I did get a promotion. I found out I was getting promoted in April, but that didn't actually apply. The pay increase, the role change didn't actually happen until May 1st. So I got my new paycheck total. That's going to be $4,221.68. I did get a 12% pay increase, but of course I'm also contributing more to my 401k. And then of course a little bit more is going to taxes. So overall this was like a $400 increase in the month, which isn't too bad, especially considering much more is going to my 401k as well. I am a Salesforce consultant. I do have quite a few videos about my career as well as how I transitioned into this, so check out the description box. You can find some videos there as well as a link to Talent Stacker, which is how I ultimately made the transition, so definitely check that out if you're interested. Next up would be my business income. For May, it was a little bit lower, but still such a great amount that I'm very grateful for, $2,603.68. This weekend, I will get my May income report video up, so stay tuned for that, and I give a breakdown of where all of this comes from. Other income is everything outside of work and side hustles, so this is like credit card cashback, refunds, things like that. For May, it was $1,430.92, a very high amount. Again, in my May income report video, I will give a breakdown of where all of this came from. It is quite a bit. I will go through some of it in my spending as well because it's relevant to this. In total, my income came to about $8,200. Of course, this is a mix of gross and take-home pay. My business and other income, that is gross. And then the work income you see is my take-home pay. I did pull from my sinking funds, so actually just one of them. That was $300, and I will discuss where that came from when I get to that in my spending. Altogether, I was working with about $8,500 this month. Before we get into my spending, I want to talk about Mint Mobile, who I'm partnering with for today's video. And if you have not made the switch over to Mint Mobile yet, but you've been thinking about it, now is your perfect opportunity because they have an amazing deal. You've probably already heard about Mint Mobile, not only from myself, but you've probably seen those ads with Ryan Reynolds. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 per month, and you don't have to sacrifice speed, data, or coverage. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network, and they keep costs low because they sell direct to you online, meaning they cut out the retail stores and salespeople, so we get to save money. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspots. They also offer a modern family plan that lets you set up a super affordable family plan with as little as 2 lines. Switching to Mint is really easy. They have digital eSIM cards, and you can sign up and activate them immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. But if you don't have a phone that's eSIM compatible, they'll also ship it directly to you. You do not have to pay for it, and then you can set it up in your home as well. That's actually what I did back in October. That's when I first switched over to Mint Mobile. I do pay for the service myself. You're not gonna see it as a line item in my budget because I pay annually for them. And I do have their unlimited plan. I did move cities, and the service works fine out here as it did in the city that I lived in previously. Overall, I've been very satisfied with Mint Mobile service. And now, as an extra special offer for my channel, you can get 50% off their unlimited plan if you sign up using my link before July 14th, 2023. Their unlimited plan is normally $30 per month, but with this offer, you will be paying $15 per month, which is insane savings on top of their already low rates. Use my link mintmobile.com/debtoverit to take advantage of this 50% offer, or use the link in my description box and make the switch today. If you've already made the switch, feel free to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much to Mint Mobile for partnering with me on this video. All right, let's get into my spending. So this first blue section, these are all sinking funds. First up is my taxes sinking fund, and this is money that I set aside to pay quarterly estimated taxes for my online business. I budgeted $600, ended up saving $500 because I did not make as much as I expected to, but also when I am investing money back into my business, it does lower, everything is written off, so it lowers my taxable rate there. Emergency fund, I budgeted $0. I did not put anything to that. Gift sinking fund was $75. Car/car maintenance, $100. Car insurance sinking fund was $100. And then my beauty sinking fund was $75. Next is my Roth IRA. So I budgeted $2,500 here. And the reason I went with that was because that was the amount that would get me to the $4,000 mark in my 2023 Roth IRA. However, I ended up contributing $3,475, which is awesome, and I'm very close to wrapping that whole thing up. I was able to do this because of moving, and you'll see where the changes came in with my spending. But yeah, very grateful and happy about that one. Donate, I budgeted $100. I did do $100. Rent, trash, and pest. So because my lease was ending in May, of course, at my apartment, I didn't have to pay the full amount. So I budgeted $800. I didn't know what it was going to be. It ended up only being $595, which is amazing. And now I'm in this house. I live with my boyfriend now. We agreed that I would not be paying anything for May. I did move in early in May, but my boyfriend agreed that since I am paying for my apartment still and all of that and adjusting, that I would not pay anything for this month. So yeah, that really is what made the difference with the Roth IRA. Basically, whatever I didn't put to my rent is what I put to investing. Wi-Fi, I did still have to pay that. I'm not sure if I'll get a refund. So that's $55 typically with Google Fiber. And then I added on about $16 here because I had to send the Google Fiber box back. And when I went to ship it, I had to pay for a whole box to put it in. And from my understanding, I'm not supposed to do that. Like I read the email again, you can just take it to a FedEx, they package and ship it for you at no cost. But when I got there, they were like, do you have a box or do you want to pay for a box, whatever. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to, but I guess the QR code they gave me did not include the packaging. I don't know, I'm gonna call them for sure. Not a big deal otherwise, but yeah, I'm pretty positive I will get a refund because I paid $55 for the month, even though it shouldn't have been a full month. Yeah, we'll just have to see on that one. Electricity, I budgeted 91. This ended up actually being more, so I paid the 91, and then when I finished my service with Georgia Power, they said there was an additional $22.63 that I needed to pay, so $113.63 total there. Water and sewage, I budgeted $18.48. That ended up being zero. That didn't show in my leasing payment, so it still doesn't show. If it pops up, then I'll see, but as of right now, that was zero. Household, I budgeted 50. I should have known to do a little bit more because I did go over budget here. So I ended up spending $138.40. There were quite a few things that I bought. The first thing was pots and soil. My plants desperately needed to be repotted. I know I'm doing a no spend year, but I didn't want to neglect my plants just because of that. Like, they definitely needed new pots. They definitely needed new soil. So I went ahead and did that. Altogether, that purchase was about $77, but no regrets there. I'm very happy and my plants are happy too. I did buy hangers. That was like $1 because I ran out of some hangers. I did buy curtain rods. So at my apartment, I did have blackout curtains, and I had one really large curtain rod because my window at my apartment was really big and it would not fit for the windows in our main bedroom. So bought 2 curtain rods. Actually, I just went to Dollar General or Family Dollar, whatever it is. So it wasn't too much. It was about $27 for 2 of them. And then my table, my living room table during the move, and actually ever since I've had it, it's like a raw cut wood. I don't know what those are called. It's like a wood piece and it's on metal legs, and the legs a while ago, one of them broke, like snapped off. So I had like glued it, and I just don't trust that it's gonna stay standing. So I bought some new legs to put on the table. We ended up drilling those into the table and it looks great. I'm happy with that purchase as well. So those legs were $34 on Amazon, and these are definitely very sturdy and will not cause any issues. They won't break. Over budget there by $88.40, but very happy with the purchases that I made, and I felt like they were somewhat necessary. Groceries, I budgeted $400. And I mentioned that over the last couple of months, I've been lower on my grocery spending, but that was not the case for May. I actually spent $490.22, so about $90 over budget here. That's fine though. Food out, I budgeted $50, ended up staying under budget. That was $45.14, so that's good. Gas for my car, I budgeted $75 because I knew I would be driving more, and I am driving more in general on a daily basis because now I drive to the gym and to the grocery store. So it's still not too bad though. In total, $70.71 for May. That does not include the truck that I moved in, but we'll get to that. Health and beauty, I budgeted $200. Oh, I went over budget here too. $317.58, so $117 over budget. I did buy vitamins. I got some new skincare. I went to the chiropractor. I had another copay. My medication. I did buy an ankle strap for the gym. Toothbrush heads to replace our electric toothbrushes, or the heads of them. And then I did buy a new pillow. That was the most expensive on here, just as a single piece. It was like $70 almost. All in all, not too bad. This one I don't ever stress about. I'm fine with making purchases for my health and wellness. Dogs, I budgeted $170, ended up being $120. So I actually sent, this money goes to my sister because she has our dogs, but I did send her $170 and then she sent me $50 back because I was watching the dogs this past weekend, the last weekend in May. She was just being nice. So yeah, $120 is what I'm counting there. Business, I budgeted $1,500. Ended up spending $1,778.33 in my income report video this weekend. You will see where this money went, but I did make a couple of investments into my business. Finally, I was supposed to do this back in, I think just back in April, and I never got around to it, but it's finally happening. Over budget, but that's fine. All of this gets written off and helps me tax purpose wise. Netflix, $15.49, that's still $15.49. Gifts, I budgeted $50, ended up spending $40. I did not pull from my sinking fund for that. Moving, I budgeted $150, which was actually perfect because I ended up spending $139.89. This did include the U-Haul, of course, so that was the most expensive thing. But I also got gas for the U-Haul, that wasn't too much. And then I did change my mailing address, which cost like $1 and some change. And then I changed my license to update my address, and that was like $10. So not too bad, and it was nice to be able to put it all into one area. So moving, less than $150. Fun/entertainment. This was because I knew my favorite DJ was coming to Atlanta, so budgeted $60. Tickets ended up being $55.84 for 2 of them. That is going to be in July. Gym, so I actually, in my video, if you watch my June budget video, I did not mention this expense, the gym, but I knew I would be getting a membership, and I remembered while we were still in April. So I did add it to my budget. It's not in the video, but I added it before May, so budgeted $80, and actually this was a lot more because of a few things. So it ended up being $128.98 in total because I had to pay for first month, last month, as well as the annual fee, which the annual fee was $49, and then each month I'm paying $39.99. Going forward, it will be $39.99. This is fine with me because I go to the gym almost every single day, and I will happily pay for that. All right, a couple of things that I did not anticipate. First up is personal spending. That came to $15.58. Now, what I ended up doing is purchasing some things from Hollister. If you go back and watch my low spend video, I mentioned that I have a couple of gift cards for Hollister that I'm probably going to use during my low spend year. So that is what I did. I wanted to get some more like summery-ish clothes. I had over $120 in Hollister gift cards, so I used those, and then the remaining balance was $15.58, so personal spending there. I'm sticking within my low spend year. If you watch that video, I did budget $100 for the year in personal spending, and that includes any of the things that are quote-unquote restricted for me. So overall, I'm still going really strong, and I absolutely love the things that I purchased. So yeah, not stressing out about that one, and we're just continuing my low spend year. Next would be car insurance. Now, when I moved to this new city that I'm in, of course I changed my address and all that, but I completely forgot about the car insurance. So then Geico emailed me and was like, we noticed you changed your address, you need to update that, blah, blah, blah. So I did, and they wanted to charge me like an extra $280 or something for my 6-month premium because of where I live now. I was very surprised by that, so I did do some car insurance shopping. Ended up on Progressive's website, who had a much better rate for basically the same exact coverage that I had with Geico. Ended up being $596 total for 6 months, a 6-month premium. And yeah, this worked out really well. So I was gonna wait. I was like just gonna pay for the extra charges with Geico and then cancel with them after my 6 months, then switch to Progressive or whoever I would go with. But I decided I would probably save more money by just switching right now because Geico does not charge any fees for canceling. It was a very simple process. I got signed up with Progressive, and then I called Geico to cancel. I did already get my refund. That was over $300, and then I pulled $300 from my car insurance sinking fund, and that's where that sinking fund $300 came from. And yeah, everything was covered. So worked out perfectly on that front. And hopefully after the 6 months with Progressive, they don't increase it too much. I know that it's pretty normal to have to shop around every 1.5 to 2 years. But yeah, I was really disappointed to see that Geico increased it by so much. And then final thing for spending, travel, which I'm so excited about, ended up being $525.60. However, This is actually $0 because I used my rewards points. So that Capital One Venture X card that I opened back in December, I have like over $900 worth of travel credit or cash back, and I did use $525.60 of that cashback credit to cover this. So this is basically zero. This is actually half of the Airbnb, and then the other half is going to be charged in July, I think. But by then I'll have enough points to completely cover that. My boyfriend did book the flight, so he's covering my flight. This is kind of my 30th birthday trip / debt-free trip. Going to Costa Rica. That's been a dream vacation of mine. So I'm very, very excited about it. So my boyfriend did pay for our flights. The flights were actually fairly affordable. I think it was like $400 or so with JetBlue. So that's awesome. And then the Airbnb was also discounted because they were like a new host or whatever, but it is beautiful. Your money goes a lot further in Costa Rica. I know that. So very excited. And I'm honestly so happy to be dabbling more into travel hacking. For me, it's a little bit tougher just because I don't spend too much money. So getting the higher reward cards can be challenging, but this is kind of my first step into that, like a more extreme travel hacking, I guess. Okay, altogether I spent $9,600, a little bit more than $9,600. And if we exclude my savings and investments, I actually spent $5,357. All right, now let's go to my yearly tracker. I'm gonna go down to the bottom of the screen because this takes up more of the page. The link that I have below, this is also included and you can get it for free. First up, we're gonna go through my savings. These are my sinking funds. I do have almost all of this in Marcus by Goldman Sachs. My referral link is in my description box. These are all the balances on the final day of May for each of these accounts after the interest went through. So for taxes, as I said before, I do set money aside to pay quarterly estimated taxes. For June, that was at $1,156.22. My emergency fund, I didn't add anything to it, but the interest did add some, so $6,108.42 there. Gifts, $479.36. I have not been pulling from that lately. Travel, didn't add anything there, $4.18. Car maintenance, that's at $2,274.10. Car insurance, I did pull from that, so that's down to $1.78, but I keep adding to it, so it will be ready in 6 months. Beauty sinking fund, that's at $153.28. Sabbatical, didn't add anything, $14.52. House down payment, didn't add anything, 0.74. Furniture / home, didn't add anything, so 0.41. And then finally, my student loan debt savings, I got the bonus from Discover. I had opened a Discover savings account and that was $200. I don't remember if I've mentioned that yet, but I already got that. And so I transferred everything from that back into Marcus by Goldman Sachs. My Discover account is now at $0. Actually, I did get some interest, like $2 and some change in interest. So that's also going to be back in Marcus. And I didn't add anything else to it, but the interest did accrue in Marcus by Goldman Sachs. And that was quite a bit, actually over $120 altogether. So now I have $36,045.16. That's where I ended up in May. Any amount over $36,000 I am going to put toward other goals of mine. So I haven't made that transfer yet, but I am going to. So I'm probably going to move that $45 to my emergency fund, which is exciting. The reason I'm doing that, in case you are new here, is because I have $36,000 of student loan debt, which I have not been paying down. I've just been saving for it because they're in forbearance and at 0% interest, and we don't know the status of those until later on this year. So all I need is $36,000 to completely pay those off. So obviously, once it goes over $36,000, then I will move it elsewhere. Next, we can go into my investments. First will be my Roth IRA, and this went up quite a bit because I put so much money to it. So that's now at $20,683.22, which is an increase of 21.8% compared to April. Next is my 401k. That is at $10,162.67, or up 10.2% compared to last month. I did change my 401k portfolio. I did mention this in one of my Transfer Tuesday videos that I was changing my portfolio and where things are being invested, because I didn't create that portfolio. It was just one that was made with the 401k company with Guideline. And I went with the most aggressive option, but looking at it, I really wasn't seeing much growth in there because it was not the best investments. Some of the things I was investing in had like a 0.1 something expense ratio. I had some bonds and stuff that were just not necessary. And then when I made a switch, I was doing 50, 48, and 2, and that 2% was in bonds still. But I decided to do 50-50 of the stocks that I chose, or the index funds. So I went with VIGAX 50% and then VFIAX 50%. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. And as of right now, I'm still doing 6% each paycheck to my 401k, but I'm probably going to increase that soon. By making that switch, I have already noticed that my portfolio has grown more than it was before. Not investing advice, by the way. It's just something I decided to do, and obviously it depends on what funds your company offers. All right, in One Invest, this is my brokerage account. That's at $6,107.97. Up 0.4%. I didn't add anything to that. That's just chilling there. And then Coinbase, same thing here. Didn't add anything. That's at $377.95. And this one did go down 7.7%. Overall, an increase of 14.2% compared to last month, all my investments together. So I'm going to show y'all my goal progress in just a moment. But something I've been thinking about is how I'm going to reach a 100K net worth. That's one of my goals, and it's kind of tricky because for the rest of the year, I'm really going to be focusing on cash savings, so my emergency fund as well as a furniture fund, and not investing. And also, of course, I'll be investing in my 401k. I'll probably increase that. I may contribute some to my brokerage account, but my Roth IRA will be done, and I would have to do like thousands and thousands of dollars of savings in order to reach 100K, or the stock market needs to have like a really like increase by a ton. So I don't know. I'm hoping I can hit that goal this year because I am on track, but I think that's because of current circumstances, because I'm able to contribute so much to my Roth IRA and stuff like that. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think I can still hit 100K this year? Well, let me get to my net worth. How about that? Okay, so if we scroll down, everything I just mentioned is listed here. The only thing that's different is that taxes are not here. I don't count that as part of my assets. I also added my checking account, so how much I had total in my checking. I also don't count the value of my car or anything like that. So total assets, about $84,000. You guys know that my only liability is my student loan debt, $36,000. So my net worth is up to $48,000, which is pretty promising. Not as big of a jump as I've been seeing toward the beginning of the year, but still I think like over $3,000 increase. Very close to $50,000, which is gonna be a big milestone, and I think I should be able to hit that in June. Going along with that, with what I was just talking about, my goal for June was to reach a $60,000 net worth because of how much growth I saw in Q1. But I don't know if that will be possible. Y'all saw my net worth tracker here for 2023, and then here is for all of 2021, 2022, and into 2023. Lots of progress this year. I used to have a lot of downs. Like you can see there are a few points where things went down, but so far this year I've only seen increases, and that's just because I have a lot more cash flow to put toward my savings and my investments. And that's not permanent, but it is very nice to see right now. So there may be some downs in the future, but so far, just going up. Only other number to share here is my Vantage score. I get this through Credit Karma. That was 801, so it went down 1 point. One of my cards, like the statement went through before I was able to pay it. I don't pay any interest, but it was just like the charge process, and that happened to also be the statement date. This happens quite frequently to me, so it was like an increase. I went from 0% utilization rate to like, I don't know, 0.2 utilization rate. So it dropped 1 point. I'm so sorry this video is super, super long, but the final thing for me to share with y'all is my goal trackers. This is for sale on my Etsy shop if you're interested in getting your hands on this. First goal of mine is to be debt-free this year, and I did already achieve that basically, or I haven't paid it off, but I've been saving for it. I didn't add anything personally to my debt savings, but as I mentioned, the interest came through. That was $126.38 total. That is crazy. So now I'm over the 36,000 mark. I've exceeded my goal, and I'll have to rebalance that, move the 45 over to my emergency fund. Second goal is to max out my 2023 Roth IRA. In May, as I mentioned, I contributed $3,475, and that means I've done a total of $5,750, and I have $750 to go, and I'll be able to knock that out within the next week or so. Emergency fund, again, I did not put anything to this yet. That was $23.22 in interest. My total is over $6,100, and then my goal is $12,000. This is what I will be focusing on after I max out my Roth IRA. Next is furniture fund, also a goal of $6,000 for this year. Didn't add anything to that, so no progress there. 100K net worth, as I mentioned, I don't know if I'll be able to hit this, but that's what I'm gonna try. In May, my net worth increased by $3,558.87. I'm 48% of the way there, since I now have a $48,000 net worth. As I said, let me know if you guys think it's possible for me to reach 100K. Does that sound reasonable? Even if it doesn't, it's fine. Like, I'm still gonna aim for that, invest and save as much as possible. And obviously I'm keeping my spending as low as possible with my low spend year, and, you know, prioritizing what I want to spend money on. But yeah, let me know what you think. My next goal is $100,000 or more for my gross income. I've never made over $100,000 in the year. For my gross income for May, that came to $9,914.60. I am 51% of the way there, but we're not even 50% of the way through the year. So things did slow down a little bit in May, but this was not my lowest month, and this is so exciting to see. I am hoping this trend will continue, and I will achieve this 100K goal. Next goal is to make over $30,000 from my business income. For May, as I mentioned, I made $2,603.68. So 56% of the way there, almost 57. Again, over halfway to that goal, and we're not halfway through the year, so looking good there. And then the final goal of mine is to spend less than $50,000, excluding my investments and savings. In May, that came to $5,357.43. We're pushing it a little bit close here. I would need to spend like less than $3,000 in June to stay on track, but maybe, I don't know, maybe some future months it will be a little bit lighter, like I saw in January and February, but it has been higher. Nothing I'm really stressing about. It's just something I kind of want to measure as well as aim for. That's a wrap on May. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. Comment down below how the month of May went for you financially. Otherwise, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.